How you doing, everybody? Hope everybody's well. It's May the 5th 2010. It's a Wednesday and it's the middle of the morning, and I just want to touch on a couple of things if I could today. The first thing I want to touch about on, they're having a meeting of the TRILATERAL Commission, or a variant of it. I presume it'd be the European variant, one of these big round table meetings, and they're holding it tomorrow in the Four Seasons Hotel, I'm told, in Dublin. And it runs from the 6th until the 10th of May, and there's going to be protests organised, public protests organised about it. And I was given this information by Sirsala, and I said I'd give it out, and I meant to do it yesterday but I didn't get a chance to do any video blogs yet. I was too busy to get some work done, but I'm doing it today, and I just want to say if anybody wants to go along, I'm sure they'll be more than welcome. I don't know what time these protests are due to be held. I know nothing about them, but I'm sure if anybody went down to the Four Seasons Hotel or rang up, they'd find out when these meetings are going to take place, and I'm sure that the protests will be ongoing. I'm sure they're not just going to take place for a half an hour. So if anybody wants to go down there and voice what they think about the Trilateral Commission and its European cousins, the Bilderbergers, maybe an opportunity to do that. The only thing I would say is just two caveats: keep it simple and keep it peaceful. Peaceful democratic protest is at the core of all democratic societies, and all democracies should encourage it. And that's basically all. So I'm sure if you want to find out more about it, you can ring up the Four Seasons Hotel. I'm sure they'll give you the relevant information about what time these meetings are taking place at. The next thing I want to talk about is an issue that was raised by the modern mystic Nick. And Nick's a guru. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He's well beloved on YouTube, well thought of, and puts a lot of time and a lot of effort into the blogs that he does, unlike myself. I tend to rush at them, but he puts a lot of time and a lot of effort into his. And he's very successful and very, as I say, well considered, well thought about. And his blogs every day get thousands of hits from people that are interested in what he has to say. And 2 days ago he raised an issue about Europe's web of debt. It was inside one of his little blogs, and he referred to an article from the New York Times. Basically it's a chart. That's the chart there, okay? You can see it there, and basically what it is it's the interrelationship between the PIIGS countries and who the PIIGS countries owe their money to and who owes them money. Alright, fascinating chart. I'm sure there's a lot of work went into it from whatever economist in the New York Times drew it up, but probably got it from the European Commission or whatever, I don't know, but the facts are fascinating. And we're told at the moment that this Greeks thing is, it's in the front of newspapers, it's at the front of everything we read, especially in Europe. And however, when you put it into perspective, as I've said before, it's not such a big problem. Greece doesn't owe a huge amount of money to the other PIIGS countries and other European countries. Greece's total indebtedness to the other European countries is 236 billion. It's the smallest of all the PIIGS countries. It's the smallest amount of debt. We then go to Portugal. Portugal owes 286 billion, and then we do a quantitative jump up to a country called Ireland, and they owe 867 billion, nearly a trillion. And then we go to Spain. They owe 1.1 trillion, and then we go to Italy, 1.4 trillion. So if I were somebody holding Greek bonds, and I was somebody holding, and I was also holding Irish bonds, I know how I would be concerned about it. However, that's another day's work. But all I want to say is about the Greek thing, I don't think it's going to go away. It's going to be an ongoing problem. And I think if you think that the Greek people are going to roll over and just accept all these austerity programs, you're dreaming. It's not going to happen. Please believe me, that's not going to happen. And I think the the powers that be, the elite, know that this is not going to happen, and they're deeply concerned about it. Because as I told you before, lots and lots of times, these people will not take any bullshit from anybody. They're not like the potties. They don't roll over and take the "how's your father?" Okay? These people fight back. And you just watch this space. Anyway, you see what'll happen. I mean the Greek space. I was buying a chicken this morning to get cooked tonight's dinner, and I bought it in the local supermarket. And the reason I bought it was because I happened to just be going past the supermarket. I'd gone out to get a paper, and I happened to be going past the supermarket, and it come into my head, oh, and I went in. And I bought the chicken, and I lined up to pay for the chicken, and I suddenly realised I had only one thing in my hand, which was the chicken, and there was six aisles we could go down and pay. 4 of them were manned by these automatic tellers, these automatic machines, and I stood in front of these 6 lanes. Now two of them were fairly, the 2 that were manned by human beings were fairly full. You know, the tellers, they were fairly full, and I looked at these automatic machines and I thought to myself, this is really a synopsis, a really how would you call it, a telescoping of all the problems that are in the world today are in those 4 machines. It's a manifestation of what's going on. We really inhabit a world, the Western world, the Western capitalist world, which is ruled by accountants. These are people who see everything in financial terms. Everything's a balance sheet to them. The fucking whole world is a balance sheet to them. I wonder when they have sex with their wives or their girlfriends, do they see that as a balance sheet as well? I wonder when they clean their bums after they defecate, do they see that as a balance sheet? Because I wonder, do they understand the concept of social parameters and social consequence of their what they're about? There should be 4 people. I saw 4 machines out this morning. There should be 4 people there working. There's not. Reminds me of the story of the Welsh miners who went to down to the south of England to see a Japanese car manufacturing company in the south of England. I think it was Toyota. They were showing all around the factory and all the robots working and everything else. And they were asked to have any questions after it, because lots of them were impressed. And a little fella put his hand up and he posed a simple question: can any of the robots buy Toyota cars? It's true. That's the problem with capitalism. That's the problem with the world that we live in. The world that we live in is not based on social cooperation. It's based on adversarial principles. Force majeure. The biggest and the bulliest gets to the top by any means. And success is measured in terms of money. Success is measured in terms of money, not by the merit of the human. No. Just by the amount of money he has, the amount of personal power he has. And all that's going to happen is, that is the dichotomy, that's the tension that is going to collapse society. And we're witnessing it today. I put a little chart up, I think it was the last time, about the number of people who control the wealth in the United States. Mind you, 1% of the people of the United States control 34% of the wealth. That is truly hard to get your head around. 10% control 83% of the wealth. So when people tell you, oh, it's a free society and everybody has an equal opportunity, my balls. It ain't no playing field, it ain't no level playing field, it ain't nothing. It's just dog eat dog. That's all it is. And we're all part of it, and we're witnessing the fallout of it right now in front of us.